Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the annual meeting of the school board, the Grand Forks Public School District. It's Monday, July 13th, 2026 at 6 p.m. Would you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Just to note that board member Mary Adams is on the phone for tonight's meeting, and we'll move on to the school board meeting norms. And Ms. Flynn, would you please read those tonight?
The purpose of establishing school board norms is to ensure that all individuals have the opportunity to contribute to the meeting, to increase productivity and effectiveness, and to facilitate the achievement of its goals. The norms are: be prepared, be on time, value and respect each other, exercise thoughtful deliberation and conversation, be professional at the board table and when visiting with the general public, speak up when the norms are not being followed, and advocate on behalf of the students and keep the community in mind.
Thank you very much. We'll now move on to the organization of the board. 2A, the declaration of the 26-27 school board. And I'm going to go right down to the third paragraph, per Century Code 15.1-0902 and Policy BBA. The term of office for the school board member begins at the annual meeting in July following the member's election and continues until a successor is elected and qualified. Here are the board members. Mary Adams, her term expires in June of 2030. Janelle Bakke, term expires June 2030. Dr. Elise Dunnigan, term expires June 2030. Amber Flynn, term expires June 2028. Bree Hall, term expires June 2030. Jay Clevin, term expires June 2028. Lori Kramer, term expires June 2030. Dr. Eric Lunn, term expires June 2028. And Jeff Manley, term expires 2028. Thank you for that. And we will now go on to 2B, the election of president of the school board. And I'm just going to read through this memo so you have this in your packet. Under North Dakota Century Code 15.1-09-27, at the annual meeting, school board members shall elect from among themselves a president to serve for 1 year. Election of a president at the annual meeting is also prescribed in Policy BBBA. Under Board Regulation BCAB-BR, the election of officers is a special order of business and must be conducted before unfinished business and new business are considered. The board's longstanding practice for making nominations is for the chair to open the floor. I'm the chair, after which members make nominations by voice. The chair will call for nominations 3 times. A second to a nomination is not required. The election will be conducted as follows. If only one person is nominated, a roll call will be taken. If the nominee receives a majority of the votes cast, the chair will declare the nominee elected. If more than one person is nominated, a roll call vote will be taken on each nominee in the order in which the nominations were made. The first nominee to receive a majority of the votes cast will be declared elected. If no nominee receives a majority of the votes cast, including in the event of a tie vote, voting will continue until a nominee receives a majority vote and is declared elected. At this time, I would call for nominations for president of the Grand Forks School Board.
I would be proud to nominate Jay Clevin.
There's been a nomination for Jay Clevin.
I would be proud to nominate Janelle Bakke.
There's been a nomination for Janelle Bakke. Are there any other nominations? Are there any further nominations? Are there any other nominations? Okay, we will take them in the order in which they were nominated. The first is for Jay Clevin to serve as president of the school board, and I would ask for a roll call vote. Cindy?
Manley,
Yes.
Adams,
No.
Bakke,
No.
Clevin,
I suppose yes.
Dunnigan,
No.
Hall,
No.
Flynn,
Yes.
Lunn,
Yes.
Kramer,
No.
4 yes, 5 no, 0 absent.
The motion does not pass. The second nominee is Janelle Baki for President of the Grand Forks School Board. This time, we will take a roll call vote. Cindy?
Lund? Hall?
Yes.
Flynn?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes.
Clevin?
Yes.
Manley?
No.
Dunnigan?
Yes.
Baki?
Yes.
Kramer?
Yes.
6 yes, 2 no, 0 absent.
Motion carries. Congratulations, President Baki. You may assume the President's chair.
The next order of business will be the election of the Vice President of the School Board, and I will read the memorandum. Under North Dakota Century Code 15-1-09-28, a Vice President may be elected by the Board to serve in the absence of the President at any meeting. Election of a Vice President is also prescribed in Policy BBBA. Under School Board Regulations BCA-BBR, the election of officers is in special order of business and must be conducted before unfinished business and new business are conducted or considered. The board's longstanding practice for making nominations is for the chair to open the floor, after which members may nominate by voice. The chair will call for nominations 3 times. A second to the nomination is not required. The election will be conducted as following. If only one person is nominated, a roll call vote will be taken. If the nominee receives a majority of the votes cast, the chair will declare the nominee elected. If more than one person is nominated, a roll call vote will be taken on each nomination in the order in which the nominations were made. The first nominee to receive a majority of the votes cast will be declared elected. If no nominees receive a majority of the votes cast, including in the event of a tie vote, voting will continue until a nominee receives a majority vote and is declared elected. I will now open up for nominations for Vice President. Dr. Lund.
I nominate Amber Flynn.
Amber Flynn has been nominated. Is there a second nomination? Mrs. Hall?
I would be honored to nominate Dr. Elise Dunnigan.
Okay, Dr. Dunnigan has been nominated for Vice President. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, we will first take a vote on Amber Flynn for Vice President.
Clevin?
Yes.
Manley?
Yes.
Dunnigan?
No.
Flynn? Lund?
Yes.
Adams?
No.
Hall?
No.
Kramer?
No.
4 yes. I'm sorry, Baki?
No.
4 yes, 5 no, 0 absent.
Okay, we will now take a vote on Elise Dunnigan.
Flynn?
Yes.
Baki?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes.
Manley?
No.
Lund? Clevin?
No.
Hall,
Yes.
Dunnigan,
Yes.
Kramer,
Yes.
6 yes, 3 no, 0 absent.
All right, Dr. Dunnigan, you are the vice president, if you want to move over to your chair. Should move this back. All right, next on the agenda is the appointment of the student board members and the oath of office. I will pass this on to Dr. Brenner.
Thank you, Madam Chair. According to policy BBBD, the board shall approve student board members at the annual meeting in July to serve from the date of appointment until June 30th. At tonight's meeting, Elsa Perrell, incoming junior at Red River High School, and Bella Apersbach, incoming junior at Grand Forks Central High School, will take their oath of office as soon as I walk over there, contingent upon the school board's approval of their seating at the board table. The administrative recommendation is for two separate motions to approve the appointments, Elsa Perrell and Bella Apersbach as student school board members for the 2026-27 school year. So first, there would be a motion made for Elsa Perrell, and we'll take a roll call vote, and then secondly, a motion for Bella Apersbach, and there would be a motion for that as well. So I'll turn it back to you, Madam President.
Okay. We will vote on Elsa Perrell.
We need a motion, right, to approve the recommendation?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. It was moved by Jay. Is there a second? Sorry. There was a motion by Jake Clevens. Is there a second to that motion? Second. Was that Dr. Lund seconded the motion? All right. Will you please call the roll?
Hall,
Yes.
Lund,
Yes.
Dunnigan,
Yes.
Flynn, Adams,
Yes.
Manley,
Yes.
Clevin,
Yes.
Kramer,
Yes.
Baki,
Yes.
9 yes, 0 no, 0 absent.
Congratulations, Elise. And now we will move on to Bella. Is there a motion for Bella? Okay.
Accept the recommendation.
Jay Clevens moved. Is there a second? Mrs. Hall, second. And we'll take a roll call vote.
Adams,
Yes.
Flynn. Yes. Clevin,
Yes.
Hall,
Yes.
Dunnigan,
Yes.
Lund,
Yes.
Manley,
Yes.
Kramer,
Yes.
Baki,
Yes.
9 yes, 0 no, 0 absent.
Congratulations, Bella. Welcome to the school board. We're glad to have you here. Dr. Brenner will now give you the oath of office.
I, Elsa Perrell, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of North Dakota, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of student representative to the School Board of Grand Forks Public School District Number 1 according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Congratulations.
I, Bella Ipersbach, will do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of North Dakota, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of student representative to the School Board of Grand Forks Public School District Number 1 according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
On behalf of the board, welcome and we really are pleased that you are a part of our decision-making. Thank you. We will go next to approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda? Okay, so moved by Jay Clevens. Is there a second? Lori Kramer. Do we take a roll call vote on that?
I have discussion.
Yes.
I would like to have the board consider pulling number 4, 5, and 6 in the consent agenda, mostly because we have a majority of a new board, and I'd like just to educate them on, so if they have any questions.
Thank you very much. Is there a motion to, she's made a motion, is there a second?
Well,
I think
I just am discussion for that. I would ask for an amendment to the
We
motion.
have to have an emotion first before we can do discussions on a motion.
No,
According to Robert's rules, you do? Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Yes,
We've done things backwards here for a long time, so just so you know, and Robert's rules, you do have to have a motion and a second.
yeah.
yes.
What we found is when we do that, we have so many amendments
Yeah.
to our motion, so a lot of times we talk first and then motion, but you're correct, but it's really up to this body to decide that.
Yeah.
So that's where the history, so you know the history of that.
All right. Mr. Clevens?
Yeah, just to the presiding officer, there is a motion to accept the agenda.
Okay,
I don't know if it's been seconded or not.
It has been, yeah.
Okay.
all right.
I was mostly just asking, because we moved quickly, if we could, if
Set aside
Jay
those items.
Jay would, consider,
I'll consider amendment to the motion to pull items 4, 5, and 6.
Is there a second to that amendment to his, or who was his second? Okay, Lori, do you approve that second? Do you
I
approve?
second it, yes, I approve.
Okay, you approve, okay. Then we will amend his original motion and we'll take a vote on that. Oh, I'm sorry, discussion. Is there any discussion?
I just want to make sure, because we have a lot of new administrative people here, and I just want to make sure the administrative people who would be talking about 4, 5, and 6 are ready to talk about 4, 5, and 6 today, because it wasn't planned to be talked about. So I just want to make sure that we don't, somebody's not prepared for a subject they thought they didn't have to talk about before we do it.
I did give Dr. Brenner a heads up, just as a question.
Okay, Dr. Brenner.
Yes, Mr. Gatsky is prepared to speak to 4 and 5, and Mrs. Johnson is prepared to speak to number 6. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Are there any other questions? Any other questions? Hearing none, we'll take the vote.
Clevin,
Yes.
Dunnigan,
Yes.
Hall,
Yes.
Lund,
Yes.
Manley,
Yes.
Flynn,
Yes,
Adams,
yes,
Kramer,
Yes,
Baki,
Yes.
9 yes, 0 no, 0 absent.
Okay, we will be setting aside numbers 4, 5, and 6 on the consent agenda. Public comments. State law requires that an individual providing a comment at a meeting provides to the governing body in writing their names and address. Public comments must be pertinent to the district, may not interfere with the orderly conduct of the regular meeting, may not be defamatory, abusive, harassing, or unlawful, and may be prohibited if an alternative procedure exists to bring that particular type of public comment before the public entity. The public comment includes the confidential or exempt information, or the public comment is otherwise prohibited by law. The board may limit public comments in accordance with the state law. Individuals wishing to address the school board must complete a public comment card submitted to the school board secretary before the meeting begins and wait to be invited to speak. Each person may speak up to 3 minutes. No individual may speak on the same topic more than once. School board members shall not engage in a response or enter into debate about any issue brought before the board during this portion of the meeting. Public comments and concerns will be directed to the superintendent of schools, who will address them in accordance with the policy adopted by the board. Have any public comments been provided to you?
No, ma'am.
Okay. We will move on to the superintendent's recommendation for discussion. Dr. Brenner.
Mr. Gatsky, you have this next one, the update on no bid results for the sale building trades home.
Yes, thank you. Madam President and remaining
members of the board. We had put out a bid for a relocatable classroom that was at Wilder. The bid came back with no results. Within a week of that closing period, yes.
This isn't the Wilder one, this is the CTE house. Okay. Yeah, it's okay.
I apologize.
No, you've got two of them.
Sorry, there's two of them, yes. Yes, so similarly, we put a bid out for the CTE house that is currently being built outside the CTE building up on Demers. The bid window was from June 1st through June 30th. No formal bids were received, however, there was interest by at least 3 different parties. Additional information that was gathered by Mr. Ripley was that there was a small bid window for the potential bidders to gather other information regarding foundation bids and moving expenses. So the administration would like to re-advertise the request for bids with a new deadline of July 31st.
Are there any questions? Yes, Mr. Clevens.
Thank you. Mr. Gadsky, what's the minimum bid requirement for the structure?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Cleven. The minimum bid is $85,000.
Thank you. And then on the rebid, have those interested parties been notified that this is coming back to the public and given them some advance notice so they can arrange all their on-site construction where they're going to locate it?
Yes, they will be notified.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Yes, Dr. Lund.
Since this is up for discussion, will this have to come back to have the bid process approved again by us before we actually open up the bids again?
Thank you, Dr. Lund. No, the bid process will not have to come back. We are simply just we're reopening the bidding window. But when the bid results come in, then you will approve.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you. We'll move on to the next item.
That would be me, Madam President. This is the school board regular meeting schedule for 2026-27. And, you know, typically it would be easy for me to say our school board meetings are the second and fourth Monday of each month, but there are some nuances and some variations. So I would just like to go through this memo so you'll all have it on your calendars accurately. First of all, there are a couple of special scheduled school board meetings. One is tomorrow evening in City Chambers at 5:30, and that's between the City Council, the Grand Forks School Board, and also the Grand Forks County Commissioners. And you'll be listening to a presentation about the UND Ray Richards Golf Course redevelopment project. There won't be any voting that night. It's informational collection time for all taxing entities. And secondly, rather than the fourth Monday of the month in July, we'll meet on Tuesday, July 28th for our school board meeting here at MSCC. Otherwise, we get into the cadence. You can see down below. All meetings start at 6 o'clock unless otherwise scheduled or notified. Monday, August 10th, Monday, August 24th, so that's the second and fourth Monday of the month. September 14th, September 28th, October 12th, October 26th, Monday, November 9th, and then please note on Monday, November 23rd, this is our joint meeting between the Grand Forks Air Force Base. Thank you, Madam President Shepard from the Grand Forks Air Force Base School Board for being here tonight. That'll be a joint meeting between both boards, and both presidents will toggle between the agenda. So it's a really interesting meeting. It's a good meeting. I didn't mean interesting in any other way than it's a good meeting. December 14th, we'll just have one meeting in December due to the holiday break, and then we'll come back January 4th and January 18th. That's actually the first and third Monday of the month, so that deviates from the schedule a little bit. And then in February, we pick up on February 8th and 22nd, March 8th and 30th, and the 30th is the last Tuesday of the month, and that's because we have spring break in there where there will be no school. And then when we get into April, April 12th and 26th, and May 10th and the 24th, and then we just have one meeting in June. And we're already scheduling out 1 year from now, if you want to put it on your calendars. As a placeholder, July 12th, 2027 would be our annual meeting, just like this one here tonight. So the administrative recommendation is to approve the proposed 2026-27 meeting schedule for the Grand Forks School Board as outlined.
Okay. Do you want to vote on that?
Yes.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Mr. Clevens moved. Is there a second? Okay. Mrs. Flynn seconded. Can we call the roll call vote? Oh, discussion. Is there any discussion? Okay, hearing none?
Dunnigan,
Yes.
Manley,
Yes.
Lund, Hall,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
Clevin,
Yes.
Flynn, Kramer,
Yes.
Baki,
Yes.
9 yes, 0 no, 0 absent.
Okay. We will now move on to the consent agenda, and we will be voting on numbers 1, 2, 3, and 7. Correct? Okay. Okay, and 4, 5, and 6, we are not. Okay. All right, we will vote on the consent agenda. Are there any questions? First, let's have a motion to approve those consent agenda items. Dr. London moved approval. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Clevin. Any discussion? Any discussion? Yeah. Okay, we will move on with our vote.
Adams,
Yes.
Flynn, Clevin,
Yes.
Dunnigan,
Yes.
Lund, Manley,
Yes.
Hall,
Yes.
Kramer,
Yes.
Baki,
Yes.
9 yes, 0 no, 0 absent.
We will now proceed to look at number 4. Mrs. Flynn, did you want to address number 4, consideration of the special reserve fund?
I just thought this could be a good opportunity, not to put Mr. Gatsky on the spot at his first meeting, but to educate some of the board members about the special reserve fund and its use.
Oh, Mr. Kitsky.
Yes, thank you. So the Special Reserve Fund are funds that are part of the tax levies that we receive from the county each year. And what the Special Reserve Fund provides us to do is if the current budgeted items in terms of teacher salaries or utilities like heating, gas, water, are exceeding budget for the year, we are able to then, I'll say, collect 50%, up to 50% of that fund without any payment back to that fund each year.
Okay. Are there any questions? Any questions?
Yeah,
Yes, Mr. Clevens.
and just directed to Mr. Gatsky or Dr. Brenner, whomever, you can draw up to a max of 50% of the fund or an amount lesser than that to cover the over budget items, or can you draw 50% which would exceed the amount of over budget items?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Clevin. I believe is up to as much as 50%.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Dr. Brenny, do we vote then on these 3 items individually? Okay. Do I have a motion to approve this agenda item? Dr. Lund moved to second. Mrs. Flynn, are there any other items to discuss? Any other discussion? Yes, sir.
Thank you. What in general was over budget and what would this be covering? I know there's some stipulations here about some generalities, teacher salary, et cetera, and so forth, but can you in more particular explain what's over budget?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Clevin. Particularly utilities. As you know, we had a particularly long winter and immediately jumped into summer. And so there was an extended winter for an extended heating period and then immediately turned into a cooling period. And so there wasn't that nice changeover that we've experienced in the past. And so without going into too much detail and how the budget for the utilities works, it's a projection as is any, and we unfortunately missed the mark on it this year. When it gets to salaries, again, without going into too many details, you have hirings throughout the year in terms of what needs are requested throughout the district.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
For my knowledge, utilities comes out of the general fund and not the building fund?
Thank you. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? Hearing none, we'll take a vote.
Hall,
Yes.
Manley,
Yes.
Lund, Dunnigan,
Yes.
Clevin,
Yes.
Flynn, Adams,
Yes.
Kramer,
Yes.
Baki,
Yes.
9 yes, 0 no, 0 absent.
And now we're back to you.
Thank you. So regarding the use of the building fund is there to take care of repairs to your buildings or construction. This does not include routine maintenance. So as it relates to the consent agenda item here, we had worked closely with Johnson Controls to determine what type of work that they are providing for our HVAC systems are maintenance versus repair. And they have come back and said generally 70% of their contract is maintenance and 30% of it is repair. That repair work and the other planned services there fall underneath repair work. And so those are the two items and dollar amounts listed there that we are requesting administration's recommendation to expend those funds out of the building fund this year.
Okay. Any questions? I have one question. Is this pretty normal to have this amount of money that we need to pay out in maintenance and on the agreement?
Yes, so we have an annual contract with Johnson Controls. I think it is listed in the attachment there of past agreements. And I would say, yes, this is with our aging buildings, yes, I would agree.
Okay. Thank you. Can I have a motion to approve this? Mr. Clevins?
Doc, if I may ask a question first?
Sure.
This will be a transaction on the 2026 fiscal year budget?
Yes, it will be on a 25-26 fiscal year.
Thank you.
Yes.
So this is on the 25-26, is that what you said?
Correct. These funds were expensed during the 25-26 fiscal year.
Okay.
And so upon approval of this, they will be dated June 30th.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Any other questions? Can I have a motion to approve this?
So moved.
Mr. Clevins moved. A second? Dr. Lund seconded. Is there any more discussion? Hearing none, we'll take a vote.
Kramer,
Yes.
Manley,
Yes.
Flynn, Clevin,
Yes.
Dunnigan,
Yes.
Hall,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
Lund, Baki,
Yes,
9 yes, 0 no, 0 absent.
thank you. We'll move on to the next one. This is the next one on our consent agenda is Head Start. Head Start Monthly Report Program. Are you going to take that, Dr. Brenner, or are you going to take it, Mr. Triggs?
I was going to hand it over to Mr. Triggs, who has one sentence to say, and then he's going to hand it over to Mrs. Johnson, I believe.
I want to know if he's been preparing for this. Actually, not this one. Next one.
Mrs. Johnson, I appreciate that you're here to present on the monthly requirement to report from Head Start, and you and I have talked about it back in May, so welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Chairperson Bakke. Congratulations, and school board members. So you will see multiple reports in here. With Head Start, every manager in each component has to turn in a monthly report to me that goes to our policy council. And I think just one of you at this point have served as a representative on policy council. So there's a school board member that attends our monthly meetings and is involved with the discussion from the component reports, and then it's approved every month. So every month, new reports come out, and it's approved by the school board, I'm sorry, not the school board representative and our policy council. We have never brought it to the entire school board before. For 30 years, this is how we've done it. However, we did have a federal review the first week of December, and they made a finding that our monthly reports are not going to the entire school board. So that is why I'm here with those tonight, and then every month you will see reports very, very similar to this as well. Are there any questions on those monthly reports before I go to the cap?
Dr. Lind?
Is the plan that these monthly reports will be in the consent agenda?
Yes.
So if we have a question about it, we should get a hold of you before the meeting, because you're not going to be at all the meetings for a consent agenda item. I just from a practicality standpoint.
Yes, you could get a hold of me beforehand, or if there's a meeting you would like me to be at, I can certainly arrange to do that.
Okay. Mr. Clevens?
Thank you. And the comment from the review was limited to that administrative practice. There was no other substantive edit or auditing notes or other commentary made?
Correct.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Any more? Yes, Mrs. Hall.
Can I ask why it wasn't, or where the disconnect was between that information coming to the board and where it was missed?
That is really a good question, because as I said, for 30 years, we've had a representative from the school board attend and participate in our meetings, and we have reviews every couple years, and it's been sufficed for 30 years. So I don't know why it wasn't now.
Thank you.
But we will abide by their recommendation and bring it to the school board every month.
Okay. Any other questions? Hearing none, can I have a motion to approve the report from Head Start? Okay. Mr. Manling, is there a second? Mrs. Flynn seconded. Any other discussion? Any other questions? We'll take a vote.
Dunnigan,
Yes.
Flynn, Hall,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
Lund, Clevin,
Yes.
Manley,
Yes.
Kramer,
Yes.
Bakke.
Yes.
9 yes, 0 no, 0 absent.
We will now move to the next agenda item, consideration of the consolidation grant application for the 2026-2027 federal title funding. Is that you, Mr. Triggs? Yes, please.
Wasn't too long ago that I was standing in front of you before, but, well, greetings, Dr. Brenner, Board President Bakke, congratulations, and
Thank
fellow
you.
board members. I just want to take a few minutes to go over our consolidated grant application for federal funding for the 26-27 school year. So really the intent of this presentation is just to give you an overview of the categories of federal funds that we collect and how we spend those dollars to meet student needs. So, and I'll save time at the end for questioning. Let's see, make sure this is on, right? There we go. As you can see, we have a slight increase of Title I dollars, and our Title I dollars certainly are more direct spending on students. Title III, so Title I is primarily based on your number of students who qualify for federal meal benefits. Probably a lot of you know that already, so I'm not here to insult you, but just want to make sure I give you some details so you understand. Title III is really based on number of students who qualify for English language learner service and migrant education. So that's the smallest of the categories. There was, the good thing is Title I slightly increased, but Title II and Title IV are moderately or slightly down. And the reason you look at the way federal programming occurs, you know, the allocation formula is different for Title II, Title IV, and really overall congressional appropriations really impact that. So it's not atypical, and I've been at other big districts where you can increase in one category and decrease in another in one annual year. But overall, we're about very similar budget to 25-26. Okay, so this is based on Title I. So this is a breakdown of our free or reduced percentages of our school districts, or our entire school district. But you look at, we have some schools with needs. You look at Lake Agassiz, Wilder, they're closer to that 70% mark, which is pretty high nationally for federal schools. So Lake Agassiz, Wilder. Valley Middle School has the highest number of students who receive federal meal benefits. And I'll go further into the appropriations for those buildings. There you can look at the allocations. Some allocations have changed by building, so some have increased, some have decreased, and it really goes down to based on the number of students that qualify for federal meal benefit. I mean, you can see why our schools are encouraging families that if you qualify, please fill out the application. It's very important because it does impact support that we provide for students. So please continue to communicate with community about, please fill those applications out. So Grand Forks schools, we use a rank and serve process, meaning Title I is obviously based on your actual number of eligible students. That 40% is about district average, so the schools above that are ones that get Title I support. And as our highest schools, you're looking at 70% free or reduced. So there's some needs that are needing to be met at those sites. Really looking at that, you look at, depending on the school, each of our schools, our federal schools, are Title I school-wide schools, so they have some autonomy in how they determine how those dollars get spent. But you look at pretty standard practice across the state too at other buildings that I've been at for reading and math intervention, behavior interventions, additional counseling service to support needs. And those sites, being school-wide schools, they really can look at their data and make goals and address those needs, trying to supplement with Title I dollars. If you look on the right, and I figured I'd add that to explain. So there are some set-aside dollars that do not go to schools, like the administrative costs. So we have someone that manages our federal grants, and she is that top column 75. Indirect cost is a percentage that the state of North Dakota set that because our business office deals with that large application that they take a percent that goes to the management of that grant. Neglected, delinquent, homeless, family engagement, those are all percentages that are set by the federal government. You can see the list. I mean, you know, what's really unique, and I've actually really enjoyed, you know, getting to talk to principals when I came in May and talk about how we're utilizing our federal dollars to supplement. We have a lot of good plans going on in our schools, and it really, that autonomy is good because each environment has unique needs, and really when you're using your leadership team to help make some of those decisions at the building level, you can see we have some different uses of how we address those needs down the left side. So we are a district that has an allocation over $500,000. So as I said earlier, there's a set-aside amount for family engagement, and that gets allocated out to our buildings to do family engagement. You have a question?
How is that money allocated among schools?
1% goes off of the top of their allocation that they have to dedicate towards family engagement.
So each school individually has to take that 1% and then,
Our Title I schools, yes.
gotcha.
Yep. And this is another category that was on the right side, that right column. Funding set aside for students and families in transition, and really the largest part of that is homeless liaison. You know, and salaries and benefits are costly. And one of the things I hadn't said that is, you know, wherever I've been, it's the same. You know, the cost of salary and benefit is rising, but the federal appropriations are not rising at the same pace. So locally, always got to make a decision whether we continue to fund locally and support those initiatives and those additional, or have to make decisions. Title II, you know, our Title II, really the focus of that Title II is providing high quality instruction, professional development as a means to improve student achievement. That dollar amount is slightly down. We utilize that dollar at our Title I. We use that for instructional coaching. You can see we also use for AVID training. We have 3 elementaries and Valley and Central that are all AVID schools. So Title III, like I said, is our ELL migrant education allocation. And really, it's not a large allocation for what the need is. As you can see, that's a pretty small amount for what our size of our district and number of ELL students. So again, locally, we do work hard to meet needs with local funds, and that's a slight supplement, and that mostly goes to our person that's a coordinator. So Title IV is a little different. Title IV really is 3 categories. You're looking at a well-rounded education, safe and healthy schools, effective use of technology, digital learning. Those are the 3 broad categories. And we did come down a little bit with that amount of money, but so that money I'll flip to the next slide. You can see. So again, AVID staffing and supplies for that well-rounded education category, professional development, and then MTSS coordinator is right under that safe and healthy schools, and that person is employed through that Title IV grant. All right, what questions do you have?
Are there any questions for Mr. Triggs? Yes.
Looking at Title IV money, it says it could be used for music and the arts. Right now it's used for, it looks like AVID and after-school clubs. There have been cuts to music lately, and the art program years before. Hypothetically, could we move some of that money to support music and the arts?
I would say that I did in past, as a superintendent, did consider using that to help supplement not a full-time music person, so that could be written into your grant. Dr. Brenner, do you want to comment on the Title IV? We really use a lot of it for AVID staffing, providing electives at the middle school to provide the AVID program, and then our MTSS coordinator.
Yeah, it's a fair question. Some of the positions up there are under contract. They're certified people already approved, so we can't really unwind their contracts at this point.
Good question.
When are those contracts up?
Their contracts are continuing contracts unless we go through a non-renewal process.
Okay, so
next spring.
similar to how the elementary music CODA contracts were non-renewed.
CODA contracts are different than, those are different extracurricular contracts rather than a regular contract. You have a question?
Mrs. Flynn?
I just want to be careful about language because CODA was not a contract. It was a extracurricular form based on a program that was, it wasn't a traditional contract. So just as we're kind of educating on new language, like it wasn't a teaching contract, correct?
That's correct.
I think one of the things to emphasize is that these dollars are really used to supplement programming. So, I mean, we're getting dollars to help address high needs and the high needs students in our building. So you really should be doing something above of what you would provide at every regular elementary site. So Title II, for instance, could be used at times where appropriate for class size reduction. If that's how we choose to use that. But so there are innovative ways to use, but the idea is to supplement, not supplant. So if it's something we would offer at every building, that we would want to use those dollars for that reason. So,
I have one question for you, Mr. Triggs.
yes, ma'am.
I know in this funding, Title I funding, does it come directly to the district or is it filtered through the state?
Yeah, Title I funding, all federal dollars do get filtered through the state, and they so that Title II, Title IV, that's probably exactly why our numbers probably went down a little bit, because the state determines your allocation. So yes, that's a great question.
I have a follow-up question. In the past, particularly when we talk about impact aid, the state was taking a certain percentage of our impact aid and applying it to their administrative costs of receiving the money and passing it on. There was legislation to change that, so now we get 100% of that. But is that what's happening here? Are they taking a portion of the money for the administration of that money?
Dr. Brenner, do you want to answer that?
I was going to answer the impact aid one because I knew the
Okay,
response to
I can answer the other one, but you go ahead and answer impact aid if you want.
Well, President Bakke answered it within her question. So
Okay.
impact aid, we get effective July 1, 2026, 100% of the lot comes to us. There's no more deduction at the state level.
Yeah, in terms of Title I, I mean, there are administrative costs. I mean, they have salary for people that they have work that they need required to make sure we're following statewide guidelines, and then allocation of budget. So, I could find out more of how much if we'd like me to report on that.
I would like to know what percentage the state is keeping because sometimes it's excessive, and I think the money should be coming here. That's my personal opinion. So,
I would agree with you.
okay. Any other questions? Mr. Clevens?
Thank you again for the floor. Just a comment about administrative costs. Just did some quick math here, and if my math is right, the $75,000 allocation for school district administration of Title I dollars is about 2.7%. That's a very low administrative cost to manage a very complicated federal program.
Yeah, what I'm referring to is the percentage the state is keeping of the money and not passing on to us.
No, I understand your question. I'm
okay.
making a comment about our administrative
Yeah.
efficiency.
We're doing very well.
That's
Yeah.
the point I was trying to make. Thank you for clarifying.
And we have a very overqualified person to do that position who's been a building administrator, a district administrator, that knows their stuff. So
I would like to see the state start doing the same thing.
keep talking, please.
Mrs. Flynn?
Just for sake of education purposes, I think some people might find it odd to see St. Michael's and Holy Family on the list. So can you just explain why there's some private schools that look like they receive money from us?
Yeah, I mean, your federal allocation is based on your community and your census, and so non-public schools are entitled to a percentage or allocation in your community. So, yeah.
And so the follow-up to that would then be, we act as sort of the fiscal run-through for those communities that then, or for those entities. They don't go directly to them, they have to run through the public school system.
It depends on the community. I mean, when I was in Moorhead, I mean, we would share sometimes a Title I reading intervention that would go over and would provide reading intervention at St. Joe's School. I mean, it could be used in a number of ways, but yeah, I mean,
To clarify, if they are on here, it's because we act as the fiscal agency who then allocates the funds to them. Because otherwise, the federal government could
Do you
then
wanna speak
just
to that?
send the money to St. Michael's and Holy Family.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Flynn. That is correct. Yeah, we are the fiscal agent for those funds.
good questions.
So we're not taking any of our funds and allocating them to the parochial schools, correct?
Correct. To what Mr. Triggs has said, it's a community, and then those funds are proportioned to those parochial schools.
Any other questions?
Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you for your addressing us. Okay, and our recommendation is to approve the consolidation grant application for the Grand Forks Public School District based on the amounts identified and to authorize Mr. Chris Triggs to submit the final application as the authorized representative. Do I have a motion to that recommendation? Oh, Mrs. Hall made a motion, second?
Second.
Mr. Clevens, second. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call a vote.
Clevin,
Yes.
Dunnigan,
Yes.
Kramer,
Yes.
Flynn,
Yes.
Manley,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
Hall,
Yes.
Lund. Baki,
Yes,
9 yes, 0 no, 0 absent.
thank you. We'll go to the next agenda item, and Ryan, I guess you are up again. This is about the bid on the Wilder relocatable that we started earlier.
Yes, thank you for letting me talk about this again. As you can see, we placed a bid for a relocatable classroom for a minimum bid of $10,000 on June 6th. After that bidding window had closed, we received no formal bids. Within a week of that closing date, we received an offer from Mr. Kevin Davidson, matching the minimum bid. It is administration's recommendation to accept Kevin Davidson's offer to purchase the Wild relocatable for $10,000. And in addition to the memorandum, the bill of sale will need to have the president's signature on it upon receipt of those funds. So I'd also like to recommend that you provide the interim business manager authorization to sign off on that bill of sale upon receipt of those funds.
Okay, would someone like to make that motion?
May I ask questions first?
Sure, Mr. Clevens.
All right, thank you. Cost of moving it, getting off-site, utility disconnects, all those other sundries, how are those going to be funded?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Clevin. Moving expenses are Mr. Davidson's. He will be handling the moving expenses. In terms of the utilities, I'd have to get back to you on the disconnection of those.
Thank you.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Mr. Manning, motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, Mr. Clevens, the second. Is there any other discussion? Dr. Lund?
Since we didn't get any bids during the bidding process, we don't have to open it back up for bidding since we didn't get during the formal process?
Correct, Dr. Lund. The North Dakota Century Code does not provide strict language as to what you must do upon receiving no bids. Similarly to the CTE house, we have decided to just extend that bid window because of the dollar amount. We received within a week matching minimum bid on this one, so we went forward with this one.
Any other questions? Hearing none, we'll take a vote on the motion.
Manley?
Yes.
Kramer?
Yes.
Lund?
Yes.
Clevin?
Yes.
Adams?
yes,
Hall?
Yes.
Dunnigan?
Yes.
Flynn?
Yes.
Bucky?
Yes,
9 yes, 0 no, 0 absent.
motion passes. We're going to now look at consideration of the SRO agreement for 2026-27. Dr. Brenner, did you want to cover this?
I will pass this off to Dr. Arison.
Okay.
There we go. All right, thank you. Thank you, President Bakke. Please find attached the memorandum of agreement for school resource officer services for the 2026-2027 school year. The memorandum of agreement allows SRO placement at all in-town middle and high schools with the support of an SRO sergeant who oversees training, consistency in program operations, and coverage for SRO absences. Having a SRO at each secondary school continues to have a dramatic, proactive, and positive effect on school climate, safety, and youth-centered community resource collaboration. In addition, each SRO also supports various elementary schools, community high school, and our off-site programs. In addition, the PD has ensured that there are a handful of trained individuals able to step in and cover long-term SRO absences according to our standards and expectations for working with youth. We appreciate their commitment to keeping our schools safe when our regular SROs are called to other commitments. The MOU reads largely the same as the last year, but financially there is an increase of $6,048.48. The contract amount, which reflects an annual growth in officer's salary and health insurance, the combined total for 50% of the 2026-2027 school year and summer school compensation for all existing SROs will be $214,055.23 to the school district. The administrative recommendation is to designate school resource officers as school officials, allow school resource officers access to personally identifiable student information when appropriate, approve the memorandum of agreement, school resource officer services for the term beginning July 1st, 2026, and ending June 30th, 2027, as presented, and authorize the superintendent of schools to sign the agreement.
Okay. Do you want to have discussion before we make our motion?
Any questions,
Okay.
I'd be happy to answer.
Are there any questions?
I have a question. In the contract, it says there's 5 SROs, and you said one for each middle and high school.
Correct, yep.
Are there any at the Career Impact Academy?
No, that would be one of the ones that, if needed, there would be somebody that would go over there. Each school, each SRO has, because we don't have them at the elementary schools either, but each officer has other schools that they serve when needed.
Gotcha.
So for example, the SRO at Red River High School also served Phoenix and Lewis and Clark. And then, what was the other one? Ben Franklin. So, yeah, so each of them served 3 other schools. So one of those 5 would then go to the CIA if needed.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Dr. Lund?
Just a comment, this has been a wonderful program that's been fun to watch as it matures and develops, and it's really such a vital program through the years, and it's some of the best money we've spent, I think.
I agree. It's being in the schools and working with SROs for the past 19 years and watching this program develop it's been really helpful in our schools.
Yeah.
And they're a great resource.
I have a question about, is there an officer at community high?
That would be the same thing. That would be a shared position between one of those five existing SROs that would then
Okay.
cover community as needed.
All right, so they would then cover the middle schools and high schools with the exception of community high?
Correct, yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah. Community
shared
would
one.
not have a full-time SRO.
Okay. Mrs. Flynn?
I noticed on the memo that it also said summer school. Is there one on staff for?
There is. We do have one that spends the mornings at Red River, and actually that was the sergeant who oversees the SROs, who then worked at Red River, was there at Red River for the summer school
Okay.
session. Yep.
And then my next question is, and I apologize, I read this early on and then I forgot what my question was, so I would have given it to you sooner, Dr. Brenner, to you to pass on, but in the contract, item, reading Roman numerals here, 8, I think, access to educational records. I know that we sometimes approve on the consent agenda access to educational records. So do we need to do that in relation to this contract? Or I know that that's what the motion has, but I know we've had some questions before on how we give out.
This contract takes care of it, so we wouldn't have to
Okay.
bring that back
Okay.
under some of the other FERPA discussions.
And my other question just related to that, and it might be a little bit nitpicky, but the city is kind of defined as a broad term. And so, one might think like, oh, well, the mayor could access student confidentiality information. Not that they would, but I'm just curious about, I would assume that information is retained if needed at the police department, but just with the city being such a broad, like it just says the city will have access to educational records for legitimate purposes.
Yeah, no, that's a fair question. If you go to the motion that we're hoping will be made, it's just that we want school resource officers to have access, if applicable. And Dr. Harrison, as a former Red River High School principal, you might be able to talk about whether that experience has happened or not.
Yeah, and I think the memo talks about categorizing the SROs as school officials and would have access to those types of records as needed. And it's not anything that's ever abused. For example, maybe they need to get a hold of a parent, right? They need to work with a family on something that's happened in school, so they need to get a hold of a mom or a dad or something along those lines. So that's usually the reason for them needing that access.
And I know the definition says the city of Grand Forks by and through its police department, so it just looks so broad as we're, like, where's the hub of information going? So I appreciate the explanation. Thank you.
Sure.
I have a question for Mr. Gatsky. Is this amount that they have here of $214,055.23, is that within the realm of our current budget?
Thank you, Madam President. Yes, each year, as any other general agreement would, there is a slight increase for inflation. We acknowledge that can be an opportunity and will be the case, so yes.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Can I have someone make a motion to approve this recommendation by the administration?
So moved.
I'm sorry, was that Dr. Lund?
Yeah.
Dr. Lund, a second? Mrs. Hall? Any other questions? All right, we will go with a vote.
Dunnigan,
Yes.
Kramer,
Yes.
Hall,
Yes.
Lund,
Yes.
Flynn. Manley. Adams,
Yes.
Clevin,
Yes.
Baki,
Yes.
9 yes, 0 no, 0 absent.
Okay. Next agenda item is the agreement between the district committee reports, consideration of amendments to the 2026-27 Joint Powers Agreement between the Grand Forks Air Force Base, District 140, and the Grand Forks Public Schools, District 1. Dr. Brenner, are you going to?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. You see the memo in front of you. We've had a longstanding joint powers agreement since 1989 between District 1 and District 140. It's been a wonderful relationship. And in November, when we have that joint meeting, you'll see the synergy between both boards. And just as an FYI, we also have board meetings at the Grand Forks Air Force Base the third Tuesday of each month. So there are two school boards, one functioning for District 140 and one for District 1. So this joint powers agreement, the presidents of each board get together each spring, and we look at, they look at the language, we look at the language collectively, and we made a couple of wholesale changes with this agreement moving forward. One of them was at the request of me, maybe two of them at the request of me, and then a couple of them are just typographical errors and also some date changes. So the first one, if you just look down in the middle of that memo, the first bullet is we want the District 1 Superintendent Evaluation Committee also to have District 140 representation. There's been representation on the committee, but that person has not been able to vote on my evaluation. So we want to make sure District 140, the president or whoever is the designee for District 140 is able to have a vote at the committee level to approve or not approve my evaluation. And secondarily, the same would hold true for the Policy Review Committee, because most of the, well, all of the policies that we have in District 1 are also used by District 140, so it's important that they have a voting voice at the committee level as well. And then there is on page 4 of the agreement, 8.4, there was a typographical error. Third line down, you'll see District 140 rather than District 1. That's one of the changes. And then I'll have you back up to page 2 of the agreement, 4.11, fourth line down, toward the end of that line, District 1 shall be the employer for all staff, and the word "and" is missing, and shall be hired, supervised, evaluated, etc. So aside from those changes, along with the date changes reflecting 2026-27, the district administration the recommendation is to approve the proposed amendments for the 26-27 Joint Powers Agreement between the Grand Forks Air Force Base Public School District 140 and the Grand Forks Public School District Number 1 as outlined. Thank you.
Okay. Is there any more discussion? Can I have a motion? Oh. Thank you. Dr. Lund?
Michelle, just a quick question. Does District 140 approve policies and approve the changes? Okay.
Any other questions? Do I have someone that will entertain a motion?
I'll move to accept the recommendation.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I second.
Who said I second?
I second.
Oh, Mrs. Kramer, thank you. All right, we will take a vote.
Hall,
Yes.
Lund, Dunnigan,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes. Yes.
Clevin,
Yes.
Flynn, Kramer,
Yes.
Manley, Baki,
Yes.
9 yes, 0 no, 0 absent.
Okay. We will move on to consideration of a lease agreement with Huntington National Bank of Scoreboards at the Grand. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed one. I'm sorry. Consideration of the appointment of the Valley Middle School Associate Principal.
Thank you, Madam
And-
Chair.
Yes.
I'll go ahead and take that and interrupt you. My apologies.
No problem.
It's my pleasure to recommend the appointment of Mr. Nick Peterson as the next Associate Principal of Valley Middle School effective July 14th, 2026, pending your approval this evening. The selection process for this important leadership position was comprehensive, collaborative, and reflective of the district's commitment to identifying educational leaders who possess the vision, leadership capacity, and commitment to Valley Middle School necessary to serve our students, staff, and community. A total of 14 applicants expressed interest in the position. Following a thorough review of application material, 6 candidates were selected for interviews. To ensure broad stakeholder representation, the interview committee included administrators, instructional coaches, teacher leaders, and classroom educators representing multiple grade levels and content areas. I extend my sincere appreciation to the following individuals for their professionalism, thoughtful deliberation, and commitment throughout the selection process. First and foremost, Tad Shai, the building level principal who led this entire process. Dr. Catherine Galach was also involved as the associate superintendent at the time. Dr. Chris Harrison, incoming Associate Superintendent, Amy Barch, Chief Academic Officer, Megan Scott, Co-Instructional Coach, Data Steward, Guiding Coalition Member, Title I Co-Coordinator, Lisa Vocek, co-instructional coach, Avid Site Coordinator, Guiding Coalition member, Title I co-coordinator. Chloe McCarthy, a 6th grade science teacher, team lead, Guiding Coalition member, Avid Site team, family engagement, PBIS, core team member. Tim Gregoire, 6th grade teacher, team lead, Guiding Coalition member, Avid Site team member. I'm going on to my next page here. Cassie Aiden Kunle, 7th grade social studies teacher, Guiding Coalition member, Avid Site team. Ryan Marshall, 7th grade science teacher, team lead. Greg Taylor, 7th grade special education teacher, team lead for the special education department. Kayla Christensen, 7th grade reading language arts teacher, Guiding Coalition member. And Jess Jordson, 8th grade mathematics teacher, team lead. And finally, Ella Miller, 6th through 8th grade health teacher, allied arts team lead, Guiding Coalition team member. Prior to the interviews, Valley Middle School staff provided valuable input regarding the leadership qualities and attributes they believed were essential in their next associate principal. That feedback was shared with the interview committee and helped inform the evaluation process. The interview process was guided by a structured rubric centered on the expectations of leadership within a professional learning community school. As outlined in the committee's interview framework, they considered when hiring for openings in a PLC school, we're not simply trying to fill a roster with remarkable individuals. We're trying to build a team of people who are willing to work together in service of student learning. The associate principal position requires leadership in working with students, influencing colleagues, shaping decisions, supporting school-wide systems, and positively impacting relationships with families and the community. Throughout the process, the interview process, Mr. Peterson consistently demonstrated these qualities. He articulated a clear commitment to student learning, collaborative leadership, and cultivating a positive school culture. His responses reflected strong instructional leadership, thoughtful decision-making, and an understanding of the importance of building relationships with students, staff, families, and the broader community. Additionally, his work with the RISE program over the last several summers, a program working with students, has been remarkable and suggests his overall commitment to Valley Middle School. The interviewing committee was particularly impressed by Mr. Peterson's ability to communicate effectively, lead through collaboration, support continuous improvement, and contribute to an environment where both students and staff can thrive. His leadership philosophy aligns well with the mission and values of Valley Middle School and the Grand Forks Public Schools. The salary for Mr. Peterson, his base salary is $98,503. He gets a school size factor, which is half of the lead principal at $1,250 for a total salary of $99,753. Based on the results of the interview process and the recommendation of the interview committee, I respectfully recommend that the school board approve the appointment of Mr. Nick Peterson as Associate Principal of Valley Middle School effective July 14th, 2026, under the terms of the administrative contract provided above. Thank you.
Okay. Are there any questions? Dr. Lund?
I move approval as outlined.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Clevens, second. Any other discussion? I'm going to assume that all background checks have been done and cleared and everything's in order?
He's been a member of Valley Middle School, so
Okay.
yes, yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Clevens.
Thank you. There's only one of me, so it's just Clevin.
Did I say Clevens? I'm sorry,
So,
Clevens.
no worries.
You're so powerful, we think you're too.
Oh, yeah. I got
All right.
5 people at home who beg to disagree to that. So I did do a quick informal referral check on Mr. Peterson from a 17-year-old previous student, and the exact words were, yeah, he'd be great at that job. So take it for what it's worth. It's just confirmation of what the committee's already decided.
I mean, and that's the people that we need to hear from. That's great. Okay. Is there any other discussion? We have a motion and a second. Can we take a vote?
Can I actually,
I'm sorry.
do
Yes.
either of you know him? No, okay.
Go ahead.
Flynn? Hall?
Yes.
Kramer?
Yes.
Manley?
Yes.
Clevin?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes.
Lund? Dunnigan?
Yes.
Baki?
Yes.
9 yes, 0 no, 0 absent.
Thank you. We will move on to the consideration of the lease agreement with the Huntington National Bank for scoreboards at Grand Forks Central and Red River High School. And who, are you going to take this? Oh, Mr. Getzke.
Yes, thank you, Madam President and board members. The school board approved the scoreboard projects at Grand Forks Central and Red River High School at the May 26, 2026 board meeting, contingent upon 100% external project funding. The next step of this process is to enter into a 5-year lease agreement with Huntington National Bank. While not all funding will be provided at the beginning of the project, we do have supporter agreements to provide enough funding to complete the scoreboard projects. Extending the payment for the project out 5 years provides time to receive all funds necessary to fund the project. The attached proposal lease agreement and resolution have been reviewed by district legal counsel. The administration recommendation is to approve the 5-year lease agreement with Huntington National Bank for the scoreboards at Grand Forks Central and Red River High Schools, and the resolution governmental lease purchase agreement number 20000051771 as presented.
Okay, are there any questions? Yes.
Just curious about, we had previously talked with Mr. Biermeyer about the funding will cover the full cost of these projects. Now that we have this lease agreement that we're going to approve, will the funding also cover the interest that's accrued?
Thank you, Mrs. Flynn. Yes, in discussions with Mr. Biermeyer, I had asked them the same question, and we have secured the funding for the interest on this lease agreement as well.
Okay. And then if we get enough funding to cover the balance of what we have leased, is there any prepayment penalty if we so choose to go that route?
You mean from a sponsor prepaying their 5-year portion?
Well,
or
like if we chose,
If we,
if we received enough funds and chose to pay off the agreement.
I have not had that discussion with Huntington National Bank, but I can look into it, yes.
Thank you.
I do have a question for you. How much of the funding do we currently have in our accounts for these scoreboards?
I would have to progress to Mr. Biermeyer regarding that.
Okay. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you taking that question.
Let's see if I can answer it. So the way this works with, when we say 100% fully funded, is the businesses are committing to 5 years worth of payments. So right now we have 100% fully funded for this first year, and then the contracts are for 2, 3, 4, and 5. So hopefully that answers.
So we do. We have
We
the money
do.
there.
We
Okay.
do, 100% fully funded. That's what the goal was, and I'm happy to say that we're there.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your work on this. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Yes, Mr. Clevin.
Thank you, and thank you. At any time, are we expending more cash? And I'm not talking about the monthly fluctuations of timing, but do we project that we're spending more cash to pay the lease payment than we're receiving in annual revenue from the donors?
I think I would say maybe that first installment, that we have money secured through fundraising efforts that I have. Kind of part of my contingency plan that we talked about where we do other fundraising that's coming in. So our first installment is going to be due 30 days after completion. I'm probably pretty sure that I won't have every business have their checks in by that point, so I'm prepared with that fund to pay the first installment. And then I think like I'm telling the businesses, we'll bill you in September, and we're looking to get that 30 days, in October. And we may have our project, part of the project might be done in September, part might be done in October. So to answer your question, yes.
Yeah, within, a couple months here or there.
Yeah.
That sort of timing thing I'm not too worried
Okay.
about. It just, is there a systematic cash flow debit on our account for a kind of a discretionary project? But I'm here, I'll summarize what I've heard, that no, long-term, other than those kind of short-term timing events, where our cash flow is satisfied by the incoming donations. Is that an accurate summary?
I would say yes.
Thank you.
Any other questions? And can I have a motion to approve this agreement? Mrs. Flynn, anyone else? Second?
Second.
Okay, Dr. Lund seconded? All right, we will take a
Who
vote.
seconded?
Dr. Lund.
Thank you.
Are we in discussion here then?
We can.
Okay, just one more question.
Sure.
It's listed as a lease, but at the termination of this, we're going to own these things, right? It's not like
Correct.
my car driving off my parking lot someday.
I
Thank
asked
you.
the same question, but I think there's some legal terminology in the way it has to be presented as a lease.
Yes, there'll be a 5-year lease of payment with ownership at the completion of that agreement.
We certainly don't want the scoreboard to disappear in the middle of a game, so that would be important. Okay. Anyone else? And we'll proceed with a vote.
Manley?
Yes.
Flynn? Lund?
Yes.
Kramer?
Yes.
Clevin?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes.
Hall?
Yes.
Dunnigan?
Yes.
Baki?
Yes,
9 yes, 0 no, 0 absent.
thank you.
Thank
We
you.
will move on to any announcements. Do you have any announcements for us, Dr. Brenner?
Yes, thank you, Madam President. I have three quick ones. The Building Authority meeting will take place immediately following this one. It will not be on YouTube, so we'll just have a 3-minute break and then get right back into that meeting. And then secondarily, board members who are interested in attending the NDSBA or DPI, Department of Public Instruction School Board Member Boot Camp on Tuesday, July 28th, should let Cindy know by this Friday. And then 3, the laminated items that you have in front of you that has the strategic plan, strategic focus, just leave those here. We'll put those out for you at every meeting. It's just a resource for you in case you have any questions or if you want to see if there's alignment between conversation and what's in there. So please don't take those away. Just leave them at your workstation. Those are the announcements that I have.
Okay. Board requests for future consideration? Yes.
I had a quick announcement just for you. Because of a previous engagement, I am not at the meeting tomorrow night. There's no way I can get out of what I've already had been committed to, and I did have a future request, but I forgot it already, so.
Dr. Lund, if it comes back to you, let us know. Okay. Anything else? Any other announcements? And any future consideration? Yes. Sir?
There's been some talk with the last board about concerns being raised that if the vote in November votes for free lunches for all kids, that the legislature may take that out of per pupil payment, which would be a disaster for not only our school district, but every school district. I'd just like to get an update. I don't know if statewide administratively, your administrative teams are talking about that or what to do, but maybe at some point it'd be nice to get an update because that would be a disaster for every school district in the state.
I think that's a very important question. I think we need to know where that funding is going to be coming from. There was talk at one time from the Legacy Fund, but I'm not sure that that's even on the table anymore. I don't know what there's nothing in the measure that tells us where they're going to get the funding, from my knowledge. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. Dr. Brenner will take care of that and bring us something. Okay, anything else? I do have one thing that will be coming up at one of the next board meetings. I did attend the briefing by the National Department of Education, and I took some notes, and they provided us with some breakdowns of who's going to be responsible for them, for what, once everything is moved out of the Department of Education and it is closed, and where everything is going to go. Basically, 14 different contracts have been signed, and different programs will go to 14 different departments within the federal government, and I have all that to share with you at the next meeting. It was a very interesting conversation because it was nothing will change, and I find that hard to believe. So let's move on if there's no other considerations for our next meeting. Let's look at our school board norms and how did we do? Being prepared. Yes,
So typically, the person that reads the school board norms will give the.
Okay,
Mhm.
very
Unless
fine.
anyone else chimes in, but
okay.
I think we did great for the first organizational meeting.
Does anybody else have any comments or questions? I appreciate everyone's patience with me as I'm trying to find out how you operate and how you do things, and I appreciate that. Okay. Hearing no other, are there any other comments or anything else to come before the board? Hearing none, I move adjournment at 7:30.